On a quiet suburban street, the Miller family moved into their dream home, an old Victorian house with character and charm. They were excited to start a new chapter, but from the moment they stepped inside, the air felt heavy. It was something no one could quite put into words. Everything seemed fine at first, but strange things started happening when they began exploring the attic. Among old trunks and forgotten furniture, they found a dusty mirror leaning against the wall. Its ornate frame was intricate, almost too detailed, with carvings of twisted vines and strange, staring faces. That night, Lucy, the youngest of the Millers, said she heard footsteps coming from the attic. Her parents brushed it off as the house settling, but Lucy wasn't convinced. "It's not the house," she whispered. "They're coming from the mirror." The next day, Lucy's older brother, Jake, decided to investigate. Armed with a flashlight and a baseball bat, he crept up to the attic while the family was downstairs. The attic was cold, far colder than it had been before. Dust swirled in the air as Jake approached the mirror. He noticed something strange. His reflection didn't move when he did. He waved his hand, but the figure in the mirror stared back, unmoving. Jake leaned closer, and that's when it happened. The reflection smiled, a slow, sinister grin that stretched far beyond what was natural. Jake stumbled back, dropping the flashlight. When he picked it up and shone it on the mirror, his reflection was gone. That night, the house came alive with sounds. Footsteps echoed from the attic, doors creaked open and shut, and faint whispers drifted through the halls. Lucy woke up screaming, claiming someone was standing at the foot of her bed. When her parents rushed in, they found nothing, but Lucy was shaking and pale. The following day, Mrs. Miller decided the mirror had to go. She tried to move it, but it wouldn't budge, as though it were bolted to the floor. Frustrated, she called a local antiques dealer to take a look. The dealer's face turned pale when he saw the mirror. "You need to get rid of this," he said. "It's not just a mirror, it's a doorway." That evening, the family held a vote to decide what to do. But before they could take action, the mirror began to hum, a low, vibrating sound that made their heads ache. The lights flickered and the entire house seemed to shake. Then the whispers turned into screams. Shadows began pouring out of the mirror, filling the room with a suffocating darkness. Figures emerged, their forms distorted and flickering, like static on an old TV. The family screamed as the shadows advanced, cornering them in the living room. Lucy, clutching her mother's hand, suddenly shouted, "Stop! You don't belong here!" To everyone's surprise, the shadows hesitated. Lucy pointed at the mirror and yelled, "Go back!" With a deafening roar, the figures retreated, sucked back into the mirror as if pulled by an unseen force. The mirror shattered into 1,000 pieces, and,